Can't believe we are almost done
Technically,
with
we
this.
already are.
Technically, yes, but we got some Helheim branches left to burn off.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Writer Time Archive. I'm Mike, and that's Steve, and we're legit done with the TV side of things. We just have to do 3 more Visa Next, and one of them's not even a Visa Next. It's just a TTFC special. We're here to talk about Kamen Rider Gaim Gaiden series, and starting with the first one, Gaim Gaiden Zangetsu and Baron. It was the very first one. It came out sometime after the winter film for Drive came out, so there's some interesting continuity stuff involving this thing.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Mm-hmm. You ain't kidding.
Yeah. So, just to briefly go into the stuff we're not gonna talk about. Just like any other season at the time, Gaim had a continuation where they crossed over with Drive. A certain villain shows up. Well, it's not so much a certain villain, but something resembling a certain villain that previously was defeated shows up and has this lock seed. I'm not going to go into it, but no, when we get to Drive, we will discuss it. But they defeat it. Oda shows up. Kaido kinda shows up. And well, let's just say I rewatched the winter film real quick, just like how I rewatched some Drive and Gaim content when we were doing Fies to make sure I didn't miss anything. And we didn't. You're not gonna miss much by like not watching the crossover movie, because any of the stuff in the Gaim Gaiden series that does take place after the end of the series, it doesn't really bring up much of anything that happened in the winter film. So the only thing that happens is, Michi's actually starting to behave like Koda now. That's all you need to know. I mean, and by behave like Koda, I don't mean like draw a mole on his face. I mean, he's like, I'm going to start wearing flannel and actually be a proactive member of society.
I mean, here's the question I asked the people. What if we had increased Gaim's budget that we could actually go to 50 episodes instead of 47? Well, technically 46. Mm-hmm. Because watching these Gaim Gaidens, and removing the 2 filler episodes, so technically 44.
I was gonna correct you. 48 episodes, but you're not wrong. You can get rid of those 2 filler movies.
You can get rid of the 2 filler episodes. You can get rid of the 47, and you would have and you'd be down to 45, 44. Now, if we had increased the budget, like most Rider shows go to at least 48 or 50, these 2 episodes could have fit. Mm-hmm. And in their respective eras, Because although I will say, we can never have too much Takatora, we can never have too much Takatora. I felt like this could have been, again, something that could have been involved in the main story, because, again, we didn't really get to know much of Tori's, backstory. We knew who he was. We knew what he was doing, but not so much of his family. And the same thing goes with Baron, because, again, watching the series, you're like, okay, Yggdrasil came in, took over the factory, built the damn tree, the damn tower, but we never really knew what happened to his family. It's kind of like, oh, Idrisil had something to do with it. Which,
yeah, that's all we know about it.
Yeah, that's all we know about. And here it gives us the answers. And I'm like, why didn't you do that in the main story? Because I was like, wait a minute. Now, I'm asking questions if Takatora has survived. I'm asking if Takatora is alive. I'm asking if Takatora, but I never asked, wait, what about his family? What's so special about his family? And what's the burden that he carries with him? You know? Also, with Baron, it's like, what did your parents get experimented on? Were they taken by Idrisil? What's the story, Baron? We never knew until now. So I'm like, you could have put these in the perspective series, and it would have fit perfectly. I just don't know why we didn't. I really don't understand why.
I think at first it was budget, but then it's like we needed something to do V-Snex movies about, so it's like let's do that.
Wizard,
but again,
episodes.
Here's me agreeing with you. We did not need that Kikaider episode.
No.
Like, I'm not even gonna tackle the football movie, but the Kikaider, like, and I already said this before. The Kikaider, like backdoor pilot thing, probably would have worked better if they did it with Tokyuger instead of Gaim. And here, let me cook for a second, because you know what really drew me to Blade Runner? Like, because I've been watching Blade Runner until like my final semester of college. You know what drew me to Blade Runner? I had to pick from a list of books and write a paper on it. And one of the book's title had this most appealing title: Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Is that not what I know that title? Where is that from?
It's literally the book that Blade Runner was loosely based off of it. Let me tell you.
Okay. Yeah.
I cannot stress enough the word loosely. But yeah, like with a title like that, how could you not get hooked on at least giving it a shot? So given that you have a season about a season of Super Sentai about imagination, wouldn't it be an interesting question to ask? Do androids have imagination? Can they? There's a good hook.
That is a question that a lot of movies have tackled. Star Wars, the Terminator 2, Judgment Day,
the Matrix,
Bicentennial Man.
Man, I gotta rewatch Bicentennial Man.
Robin Williams, underrated movie right there, and it's a Disney movie too.
Yeah.
But again, it was like, could they? And also, Kikaider asked that question back in the 70s, even in the 2000s anime, and I would imagine they would have done that still to this day. But again, nothing.
Yeah, and then 01 would tackle those questions again because there were like really good episodes where it's like, actually, they were back-to-back episodes where like you have like this lazy mangaka who's making his artificially intelligent, sapient android do the drawing for him. Mind you, this is 2020. This was 2019. This was before ChatGPT, and then later on in 2020, there will be a follow-up episode where he challenges that android to come up with its own manga. He's not, and keep in mind, the owner of that android, he's not planning on taking credit for it, but he wants the android to do something original on its own and have its own credit for it. Just like that episode of The Scary Door from Futurama. Yeah. And then the episode following, when we're first introduced to that mangaka, you have an android replicating a dude's dead daughter.
They do that a lot in Japanese media, I've noticed.
Yeah, and it's like you don't have written consent from your dead daughter to have her likeness copied onto an artificially intelligent android.
Yeah, we're not Kidnapster.
Yeah.
So you cooked enough?
Yeah. Yeah. But the point is, we did not need that Kikaiter episode.
Tasty. Anyway. So, yeah, also another question I ask for people. To those who know of the Japanese culture or that know, or have experienced, I have only ever visited and have been a tourist, obviously. But I just have to ask a question. Does every primary school have to have an underground bunker where they like test and manipulate and warp the creations of God on the children to like for some reason?
Yeah, it's
Like
2 seasons in a row where we covered this.
I mean, no. When I saw this, I was like, I had just gotten done playing Resident Evil 2. There's one. I remembered Fies.
Mm-hmm.
Build. Death Note had Whammy House.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Whammy House is in Britain, but I'll give it a pass. I'll give it a pass.
There are so many. Like it's like this. Every school either has a hangar for a giant mechanized robot because the kids are trying to save the world, or they're literally pissing in God's eye to create something. And also,
there's an anime where there's like an actual school where the entire campus turns into a giant robot.
Yeah. So I mean, again, when I watched the Takatora version of this, it was literally I'm like, yeah, this is definitely the Fies episode. This is totally Fies, except we had some random invis, and I was like, isn't that what happened in that episode where they found not the Kaiza, but the Delta armor? Like they go down there and they like, they see some friggin' Orphanok but then they find it and then they go back. I'm like, we're repeating Fies again.
I mean, we talked about how this whole season was repeating Fies.
Yeah, I'm like, here's the obvious Fies. Like, here it is. This is it. Except I was like, it's not Coda, it's Takatora. Which I'm like,
the only thing we're missing is like having Takatora and Coda become best friends, and then like have Michi knock out Coda, put on the Gaim driver, and then become Gaim Orange Arms, beat up Takatora, and then drive him away, and then like tell Coda, it's like, yeah, Takatora stole your Gaim Sengoku driver. There's no reason why he would need to, but he did it, and I saved your driver for you. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, Michi already did that with Zangetsu. We already know that. So it's like this one, it would have been like,
oh yeah, he did the other way.
Yeah. So there's that. I would have been like if Coda was just being a dick for no reason, but that would have been continuity.
Yeah,
that would have been like, Goku, if you do that face, I swear to God, Coda, if you do that face, don't you do it. My therapist is already having enough time with me.
Like sometimes I've been having nightmares where Michi made that face.
Oh, if Michi did, I would have just been like, nope. All right. So again, answer in the comments if you know if they have hidden bunkers under primary schools. Please let us know. And also, what you guys think of these 2 episodes as we are going to discuss. Not much happened, so it's going to be a rather quick one. The key points of this Zangetsu, Takatora got laid. Don't tell me he didn't. He did. What else would he do? So let's get to it.
Let's just say he got a different kind of golden apple.
Again, and again, let's get
down. By which I mean apple pie with a lattice crust.
But here's the thing, though, and I will say this about this: I'm not mad that they reused the Apple armor twice. I'm not mad.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean,
Loxy Taboo. And to make it worse, they repainted the golden one.
Sword. Yeah. I felt as though I'm like, okay, at least they gave a different look for a cut.
It's a helmet. At least they gave it a different helmet. So believe me, when you watch the next Gaim Gaiden, you're gonna be pissed.
I was not pissed because I know, but at the same time, I'm like, Well, we already said that the golden apple was a Baron recolor, so that's why. It's a Baron recolor. So it's only proper that Baron would some way and somehow get it.
I will say this, though. One thing I appreciate and I didn't really notice is at least the design at the bottom of the lock seat is different.
Yeah, no, shield. Yeah. It's kind of like armor. And how that is, I think that's like what you would find on a crest on a shield on a medieval knight. But yeah, so these two specials are 30-minute increments
each.
That could literally be an episode in and of itself. That is why I'm like, you know what? Why didn't we increase the budget and put these in there? Because this was actually information that we should have gotten like months ago in terms of these characters. I feel as though it was a huge disrespect not to have this in the main story.
Yeah, but knowing Toei, they would have made Vis and X guidance anyway. So even if this was included, there would be a different Vis and X to go with it. I already put the Blu-ray away, so I'm not gonna go up to pull it out. But but you know, TLDR, it's like, yeah, they introduced some new lock seats and faceplates for each of the Gaiden movies, and well, the one thing is that we were already introduced to beforehand in the Winter film, but they introduced a new rider to use it. Now this one with his faceplate comes with the Blu-ray of the Gaim Gaiden 1, while the Proto 10 lock seat and its faceplate, which I do not have on me, so here's Zangetsu for you. That comes as a separate set that you have to pre-order. Buy me premium. Don't say no, just buy more. Oh, you know what? Last week, I forgot to tell a funny story about Jam.
Well, technically, Jam is here.
Well, it's the funny thing about Jam. Jam, the actual lock seat, was not released until after the second Gaim Gaiden movie came out. So, if anyone wanted to have a physical lock seat of this by that point, they would have to make their own custom lock seat for it, which one person I know actually did.
Oh yeah,
and the funny thing is, by the time they finally finished crafting it, they finally announced,
a minute after he got done, it's like, boom, Jam's pre-orders right here. And it's just like, how much did you spend on a freaking gold on an Apple lock seat just to do that? I mean, bravo to you, sir, but
I respect your craftsmanship.
I respect it, but man, consumerism really got you on that one.
Yeah, the biggest problem was the timing, and yes, the Apple lock seat is a repaint of the other three.
There are
three Apple locks. There are four now. There's four now.
Oh yes, four. Yeah. See how memorable the silver one is.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, we have three. Oh, that's right. Lapis.
Wait, so Lapis is the one you forgot?
Yeah, Lapis is the one I forgot. That's the thing. Mars has two. Technically, he has two, and now we have this one, which three fresh in my mind. I was like, I totally forgot about Lapis.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about him. That's why I'm like, yeah, silver. Yeah, okay. We have a regular apple, we have a darkness apple, we have a golden apple, I was just waiting for the Snow White poison apple to show up at this point.
I was hoping there would be a bronze one by some point and just say, oh, it's a Thor or Loki themed apple. Because Norse mythology.
Too many apples.
It's like we got a gold apple, silver apple. Why not a bronze apple? Oh, we got a black one and a red one. Can we get a green one and a yellow one and a gala apple? But yeah, Hex is clearly a remold of ELS 05. Matsubokuri energy from the football movie. And there's gonna be one more Luxie for next week. That's a repaint of Peach energy. But Proto 10 is clearly actually a remold of Mango. Yeah, look, it's Mango. Mango.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. The watermelon is not. Yeah, it's pretty.
Although the indentations kind of remind me of Kurumi. So
I mean, the thing was, how come Takatora never used? Well, I know why he never used it, but it's kind of like, so it's crazy that every time someone summons watermelon, it's just the mecha. Like there is no specialty armor, no one that actually gets their armor transformed into this other than it was Takatora with the proto watermelon.
Yeah, Proto 10.
So I'm like, well, because I did see some figures. I was just doing some research on Zangetsu, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a watermelon variant? When did he do that? Well, I thought it was just something of the toys, that it's just like, oh, this is something that we just didn't get around to, but it's there. But no, here it is. And like, again, why didn't you?
Well, I love how here they actually explain why they didn't.
But yeah,
I mean, story-wise, not production-wise, but story-wise.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite. Okay, everyone knows my most favorite line from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge: "Pegasus, I pledge allegiance to your death." Okay, see, I did it with that enthusiasm just to get it out of the way. My most second favorite line from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge is, it's like, wait a minute, if Pegasus had these cards are more powerful than Exodia, why didn't he use them in Duelist Kingdom? Because the writers haven't thought of them yet.
That's pretty much the thing with any story, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into this story, because this shows that Takatora is a man.
He's a man.
He's a man.
He's a man. He's larger than life.
He is totally. But
so we always make jokes about Takatora and Michi being the Kaiba brothers, but this special was very on the nose because turns out their dad is played by the dad from Kamen Rider W, the Terror Dopants, the head of the museum.
Yes. I do.
And the main antagonists of Ultraman Blazer, Johnny Courier, like.
Yeah. He always plays the hard. Like it's kind of like oh my god, what's that actor's name? The guy, the dean from Animal House.
Yeah,
I forget his name. He's an amazing actor, but he plays the hard ass dad in every show and every movie. And here is the Japanese equivalent, because I was like, wait, didn't we see this guy?
John Vernon.
That's it, my boy Johnny Vernon. That I was like, this is the Japanese equivalent, because I'm like, if you need a hard ass, I disapprove of your choices, my son.
Yeah, he was the mayor in Dirty Harry.
Yeah, he was also in Killer Clowns from Outer Space as the chief of police that got turned into the sock puppet. Yeah, you don't want that now, do you? Being turned into a meat puppet, right? No.
Yeah, he was in $6 Million Man. Yeah. He was in Hunter.
This guy is lit, because I was like, wait, I've seen this man before. He always has that disappointing scowl, that whole like authoritative look, and I'm like, he reminded me of good old John Vernon. May he rest in peace. Because I was like, if we need a hard ass, we need a Gozaburo Kaiba.
Yeah,
we really do, and this guy totally pulled it off.
Like, you see, Takatora, you must turn these $10 million. No, you need to turn these 10 million Sengoku drivers into 100 million Sengoku drivers in a year, or I'm sending you and Michi back to the orphanage.
And
the only missing is
he did it in less than a day.
Yeah, by conquering 51% of Helheim.
Yeah.
And then selling it back to the overlords.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this is first off, I was kind of questioning. They have this huge house, and there's only ever 2 of them ever in this house. It's kind of like, we couldn't afford more people to be in this house. We couldn't pay them to be here. Because I'm like, where's a father, a mother, a maid, a butler, or something? Nothing. I only ever see you two in here. Okay, it's like Toei didn't have any money in the budget. And then we finally do, but apparently it's like we have a young woman appear out of nowhere, which I was like, do not tell me this is a sister. Do not tell me this is like his young wife or whatever, It's like, no.
Yeah, especially since in the football movie, he mentioned he had a wife.
Yeah, I was like, do not tell me. And it's like, no, it's the maid. It's literally the maid that grew up with Takatora when they were little children. And I'm like, isn't there child labor laws in Japan?
Not as maids, apparently.
Because I have noticed that a lot in anime and in video games. I'm just like,
there's always underage.
There's
maids.
always these young underage girls that are like maids, and again, nothing fetishized, but I'm like, is there not child labor laws here in Japan about this? I'm like,
I think the reason behind it is, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but like this is like based on like from the anime I've watched in the past and maybe a live action film or two. It's like sometimes a woman works as a maid. She has a daughter. She can't afford daycare. So what does she do? So how does she make sure that her daughter doesn't get into trouble? She teaches her how to also be a maid so that when she becomes an adult, she could be the maid for the next generation.
Again, I'm like, I'm gonna have to look into that. But yes, this young girl, her name is Akatsuki
Toka.
Akatsuki Toka, and she is a childhood friend of Takatora, but also the maid in training that his father brought home with him one day. Which I'm like, that's not suspicious. That's not.
This is making me think about a certain anime that I'm not going to say the name of.
Yeah, no.
Weirdly enough, unsaid anime is supposed to have a second episode, but never did.
I'm gonna say, I'm like, older man brings in a younger girl. Now mostly here in the States, we'd be like, what?
What's going on here?
What is this? Hang on. Let me call someone right now. Hello, 911.
Hello, FPS.
No, hello, child services.
CPS.
But apparently, at least we see a little baby Michi in this episode as well. Not much.
Oh, look at that adorable little genocidal teenager.
Look at this little SOB. But we have the whole story between them of Takatora and Toka, where it's like apparently the girl can't bake to save her life, which, again, if you ever tried baking, I have. It's not as easy as a lot of people think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that easy. But yeah, Takatora, I came here to tell you that your dad is dead.
Mm-hmm. How would you of all people know this?
Yeah, apparently it's like, wait a minute, like, but no one else in the family knew.
Mm-hmm. Why are you the first person to know?
It was the maid the whole time.
Yeah, because because the post office doesn't work on Sundays. It's literally a plot point in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And also, high key,
it was the Four Horsemen in the hallway with the sharpened toothbrush.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's totally what happened.
The maid did it with a poisoned apple.
Oh God! So, yeah, they have a moment to talk, and so on and so forth. But apparently,
she baked them food, and it's like, wow, your culinary skills improved. I know.
Yeah, I guess, but. Again,
stay around for more wine. Then they had wine.
Remember, before all that happened, 2 Kurakage soldiers were attacked that night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it was actually a little bit earlier that day because the night before.
Yeah.
Because because what happened was Takatora had that conversation with Kota. It's like, listen, kid, I'm here to save the world. You're either with me or not. Think it over. He walks away. Then the two Kurokages get attacked. Following morning, it's like Takatora and Sid are investigating. It's like you don't think Kota did it. Why would Kota do it? I don't know. But what would you do if he did? I'm like, Sid, it looks like you're trying to pull a Masato, but the role of Masato's already taken. So
also, and it's
not going anywhere.
We all know. Well, I noticed it right off the bat because I was like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. At this point, this is before Sid dies, and this is kind of like in the early days of the series. Remember,
episode 20 and 21.
Sid has a mustache. He doesn't have it in this episode. He shaved. I
think the actor shaved it off for a different role and then was asked to come back.
But he died with this face broom. He died with it. So it's like, all right, make up your mind, Sid. Do you have a mustache or don't you have a mustache? Continuity error.
Hey, remember when Dragon Ball Z Kai tried to change Mr. Popo to be blue, but then in one particular episode they forgot to change his skin tone, so he kept randomly switching.
That is the fault of the people who are airing the episode, because we all know, and it's there, Dragon Ball Z Kai has the original Mr. Popo. Now again, you could say, believe what you want to believe. I have never heard anyone ever in my life, in the fandom, or in my life and time in the world of nerds, ever rag or make fun of Mr. Popo. Never. We respect Mr. Popo. The thing we did not respect was this.
Poor Goku was the only one who could travel through Snake Way.
The most disrespectful thing you ever did was put this disgusting blue tint on him, which I was like, okay, I feel even worse.
I'll be honest. The blue skin tone accentuates those red lips more.
It made it worse. It made it worse. I was like, okay,
it's like that episode. It's like an episode of the Carmichael Show. Where, okay, so like every episode of the Carmichael Show deals with some kind of social issue, and of course the entire family has different viewpoints on that issue, and they all end up disagreeing on it. But there was like an episode where like one of Gerard's friends, who's white, casually uses the N-word because he's like one of those dudes with the past, and like no one in the family says a thing except Maxine brings it up. But then when she says it for the first time, even though she's black, everyone's like, whoa, it sounded hateful when you say it.
It's apparently in the inflections and how you interpret things. Because, again, never once did I ever think anything about Mr. Popo until someone has to be like, bro. Well, don't you know, in history, yes. But then again, I can tell you so many other things in history that are way worse than this. Mm-hmm. But regardless...
Yeah, I mean, the thing Colonel Blue is straight up Aryan Nazi. So
yeah. So the whole thing goes is that someone is attacking Yggdrasil, and they attack our boy Sid at the dead of night too.
Yep.
But Sid
and then they attack Yoko as well.
Well, first it's like Yoko tells Takatora, and then Takatora is like, "Oh, I want them to come at me. I will totally." And later on, Yoko does get attacked in the factory because she notices plants growing. But before all that happened, Takatora walks to his car, which I think is a Toyota Rav. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but it's a Katsuki. She comes in and it's like, wait, that's not suspicious. I wonder if it is the maid.
I wonder indeed.
I wonder. Because this suspicious maid just came and told me random things of my father, and now all my coworkers and friends are getting attacked while she is in town. It must be Michi.
See, even Takatora wouldn't pin it on Michi. It had to have been Sid. Wait, you're saying Sid attacked himself? Yes.
Yes. For attention.
Who else but Sid?
That's what
he's so clever. He's going to attack himself so then he can attack Ryoma and Yoko.
He would totally be Emma Roberts in Scream 4. That would be Sid if he did attack himself, you know? If you know that reference.
Oh, but I'll raise your Emma Roberts and go with Nick Jonas from Scream Queens.
Ooh. Talk about wanting attention.
Yeah, like you bring up one Emma Roberts project, I raise you another.
Ooh. That I swear, I'm like, honey, you're already on TV, you're on movies. You don't need any more attention. I need it. Oh. Okay. But yeah, so Takatora gets invited to her house. They have coffee and another apple pie, which apparently she can't bake for the life of her. And I'm like, okay, but here's the thing though. What exactly does Takatora's family do? Or what exactly is the responsibility of...
Well, you see, they run a museum, which is actually a front for Gaia Memory.
I mean, because that's the thing. I was like, okay, no, Takatora is head of Yggdrasil, technically. Mm-hmm. And I would imagine that his family also did, but no one in the show had anything to do. They never mentioned his father. They never mentioned the family. It was just like, so it's kind of like this whole thing, like remembering his dad. And it's kind of like, you know, he doesn't really have good memories of his father. Neither does Michi, because when they get the news, they're really like, don't care. And that kind of just shows that your dad either didn't give a damn about you guys, or he was just a massive dick that you guys just don't even bother, or to, like, you know, it's understandable.
Or both.
Parents and children and parents relationships, that's their own thing. And, you know, we should not shame people for, you know, there are reasons, you know, we could hear them out. We could hear the story, but it's like the reason is there and it's up to them if they reconcile or not. But regardless, it's like there was never anything of what I thought was, what is the reason for Takatora and what is this burden that he carries, other than the burden of trying to protect the world from Helheim, which is technically...
So you're wondering what they did.
I'm wondering what exactly, like, what the family is, and like, was there something that drove them apart, you know?
So let me explain. Life is frail. Life is limited. So why don't you think about true life? Be smart. True life is your start.
You're lucky I have no alcohol with me today. But
I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna be our running gag. It'll be
that's the thing. There's a lot of things that I'm just like, wait a minute. I even looked it up, and I was like, there's nothing on here. There's no history of their family or what exactly the family like did before Yggdrasil, because I highly doubt that Yggdrasil or this whole event happened prior. You know, I mean, I don't know, but the whole thing is that Akatsuki gets really close to Takatora, and then we transition to daytime, and I'm just like, Takatora, you tore her up.
You squashed that melon. Melon squash.
Oh my god, where is that soundboard? God damn it. I don't have
Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Give it a second. There we go. He squashed your watermelon. It's summertime for Takatora, so he took a bath.
Oh, you jerk. Takatora just totally just absolutely.
Tenka Gomen.
He has stamina, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Ryoma's like, Hey, remember that Suica lock seed that you lost back in episode 6?
For some reason, he had
There's a prototype of it.
Yeah. Wait, what? What? I would have laughed if they had given him a square one.
Yes. Japanese cube.
Which apparently I have been told, and I had the pleasure of trying it. No. For what they cost and for what they symbolize. No.
They're pretty to look at.
The thing is, as the gentleman told me, he said, these are more for decorations and for bragging than it is consumption.
I just found a picture of a pyramidal.
As he told me, he said, you buy figures, right? It's like, yeah. Do you ever just bite one or eat it? Of course not. Same with these watermelons. I'm like, wow, okay. Because they're not given time to ripen, and if they do, they actually burst, then that's not what they want. So don't do it.
Yeah, I found an image of a pyramidal watermelon, and I'm like, okay, I understand the cuboidal watermelon because you're trying to stack them up. At least that was the original intent. Kind of like why, Johnny Walker used like rectangular bottles instead of cylindrical ones. But why a pyramidal watermelon? Like, it has no utilitarian function.
Nope. But you missed out. You totally missed out, Gaim. You could have given Takatora a square one, but you didn't.
Yeah, no, you got a slightly ovular one. A very mango-shaped watermelon.
Yeah. But yeah, Ryoma just gives it to him and just be like, wait, why? Because apparently, Sid got attacked. Also, Yoko got attacked. Yoko's fine. She's fine. But apparently she told me that this entity that infiltrated Yggdrasil is an armored rider, but also able to control the zipper portal dimensions from Helheim. So I'm giving you this as it's too dangerous to go out there alone. Take this. Because, it is. And Takatora is just kind of like, what is going on? So he decides to pull out the old studying montage.
Yeah, he goes through his dad's desk. It's like, it's going to be something about Noah Kaiba that Gozaburo left out. And then in a very easy to find compartment.
Lock these things. You don't have them in a safe or put them in an encrypted section of your laptop. No, it's just there in the file cabinet.
Yeah, hidden behind a poster of Dolly Parton.
Or Raquel Welch. I don't know. Something. No. It's just there. No, it's behind Friday. Oh. And it's just like, orphanage. Wait, what? Orphanage. Yeah, orphanage. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of on the outskirts of town. Not many people know about it.
You know what else had an experimental orphanage? Kamen Rider Amazons and Black Sun.
Yeah. What is that? Again, I asked the question, are there just underground facilities under orphanages and
2 for 2? 2 for 2 for the Amazon Prime Kamen Riders.
God. I'm like, what is it with experimenting on children? But so Takatora goes out there, and guess what? It's abandoned. It's not in the best of shape. It literally looks like something out of Resident Evil with all the random children. It's literally Five Nights at Freddy's. They're random children posters and torn, and I'm just like, It's Dead Space. Play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star from Dead Space as Takatora is walking through these halls.
You know what's funny to me is the fact that we made so many jokes about them being the Kaiba brothers. Yeah. And then when we found out that their dad is literally Gozaburo Kaiba, yeah. I'm like, next thing you're going to tell me that Takatora and Michizami are just orphans that he adopted.
Are they?
There's no confirmation of that, but how insane would it be if that were the case?
I wouldn't put it past them if they decided to. But yeah, so Takatora goes and he just finds an abandoned school with, again, what is it with Japan just leaving? Like, it's not an abandoned building. There's still furniture and it's like if they just evacuated and didn't go back. But he finds a secret room that says staff only, keep out. And it's barricaded. I'm like, that's not suspicious.
Yeah, that looks like where the goat dude tried to experiment on Mari.
I know we've said it, and it's just like, yeah, we know that this is supposedly a love letter to Fies or how they wanted Fies to be. And I didn't think that you guys would go so far as to do it, but I'm like, you're hitting us over the head with a mallet at this point. Not gently either. It's not one of those little squeaky mallets. It's like a literal cartoon shenanigery, or like Usopp's 1 million ton hammer throw. I'm like, I swear to God, if there is a grasshopper king sleeping on one of these tables and some random lobster tank, I am walking out, sir. But yeah, it's an Yggdrasil facility that literally manipulates and pisses in God's eye by
experimenting on orphans,
on children.
And turns out that Toko was one of them.
Oh, shocker!
What? Shocker! He said the thing.
Shocker!
And part of me was like wondering, because of the speech she made. Part of me was like wondering, wait. Were Takatora and Michi also experimented on by any chance? Because that would have been very interesting if they were.
There really was no indication in any of the series or in this special that gave us that information to say if they were or weren't. Because again, we all know that if you get a Sengoku driver and you get a lock seed, once you snap it on, it's yours. There's no one else could use it. That's why we never saw Baron, not be Baron. He would become like Orange Baron or Lemon Baron or some variation. Gaim would
be. Yeah, we got Banana Gaim.
Yeah, he would be Banana Gaim, but he wouldn't be like Baron. He would be Gaim.
Yeah, no, I still can't get over the fact that the only person to wear all three Smart Brain gears was freaking Masato.
Was Masato, that piece of shit. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, so Akatsuki shows up and then reveals, oh, yeah, shocker, we know. And then she transforms, she pulls out an apple, which I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen this before. It's a red apple this time. It's not gold. It's not silver. It's not black. It's just a red apple. And she transforms, which this is the fruit of Ringo, the fruit of desire.
Here we go.
Yeah. I know. And a lot of people are going to be saying to me, are you mad? I'm not mad. I'm not upset. Because here's
at least they used a new helmet this time.
They did a new helmet, which that is actually the one thing that it looks feminine too. Yeah. It's not Mars. It's not a repaint of Mars. It is
and the lower body was also modified.
Yeah, it's a
feminine aspect.
It's a feminine version. This is what the darkness apple should have been on the possessed girl, but instead we just repainted Mars. I will say though, the battle between her and Takatora was kind of interesting because again, Takatora doesn't really want to. he gets why she's mad at him and why, but it's like, okay, honey, here's the question though. You killed the man who did this to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You attacked Yggdrasil. You've got, okay, Takatora is not his father.
Mm-hmm.
Takatora would never. In fact, he's disgusted by what he finds. And you're telling, oh, I have to kill you because I killed your father. I don't think he gives a damn that you killed his dad.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. Not even Michi cares, but apparently in your mind, you have to kill him because he reminds you of the guy that did this to you, which you already killed him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of like in Yu Yu Hakusho in the manga, where we find out about Makuro and the reason why Makuro became Makuro and what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all because of her father. And then we find out that later on, after it's all said and done in the manga, Hiei actually finds her father, kills him, and stuffs him and presents him as a statue, a tortured statue to her as dedication to her.
You know, sometimes I can't help but feel like that did happen in the anime, but then I remember, no, it did not.
It did not. It was
it was definitely in the manga.
Yeah, it was in the manga. That's why it would have been better because it's like, wait, why is Hiei with Makuro now? Why is she just that had to happen first because he had to prove that he was loyal to her. So it's like, but again, the battle happens. Takatora puts on Proto Watermelon, which apparently is too much for Takatora.
Yep. Here, let's do it.
Let's do it. I love watermelon.
Hold on, let me switch up the Facebook too. Now that's the sound I really like. That's weird.
No sound.
That's kind of weird. I was expecting more.
There
you go.
Bit of a delay. But yeah, instead of his normal shield that he gets a Gatling gun.
Yeah, attached to it, which is a nice Rurouni Kenshin reference.
You know, it reminded me of the Heavy Arms.
Yeah.
It really
the original Heavy Arms, yeah.
The original Heavy Arms. It reminded me of the original Heavy Arms. He had a shield along with a Gatling gun, which I was like, why didn't we get this in the damn show? But yeah, the two actually fight. It's a bit too much for him, though, to be in Watermelon Arms, which that kind of sucks because I thought that was a really good look for him. But
yeah,
only for him.
Yeah, it's a darker green with some nice red accents.
It's so badass, but I was kind of mad that they didn't use it for long because next thing you know, he pulls out the melon energy, and turns into his upgraded Zangetsu to defeat her. Only, and the thing is that it was a very Kabuki-esque style of fighting because again, with his Zangetsu, it was able to like not only cut her once but twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did like that bit. And yeah, one thing I appreciate about the fight choreography in Gaim is the fact that it does draw heavily on Kabuki elements.
Oh yeah.
And when you watch the stage play, you're really gonna see, wow, this really is modern Kabuki.
I mean, the thing is, with a lot of tokusatsu, a lot of it, especially when it comes down to the art, like, you know, whether it be Riders, Sentai, you name it.
Well, the entire genre is basically modern.
The entire genre is based off of Kabuki-style theater because if you always notice, the hero being on the left, and then on the right, on mine, and then they cross, it's like the villain always goes to the right, and the hero always goes to the left. He may fall, but it's the villain that like literally dies.
Yeah, in the what's funny is that in Akiba Ranger,
they actually
reference the right side rule, where like the hero is always on the right side of the TV screen. In this case, it would be Steve, and like basically they would always win.
Yeah, if the finisher was on the right side, that means they're gonna win. But if the villain was on the right side and we're at this end, it's like, no, yeah, they're not gonna win. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of traditional Japanese theater in Tokusatsu, whether you know it or not. And it kind of also came because Takatora came to the crossroads. Should I kill her or should I not?
You know, I'll say this. What I love about the right side rule is that it reminds me of one of my favorite things about Captain of Squad 13 from Bleach, where like his two swords, like they both follow a very specific rule. Like for one of them, you have to stand on a certain color. For the other one, you can't say a certain word or something like that. I can't remember. But each of the two blades has to follow a certain rule.
Well, the only people with two blades is Ukitake and Shunsui.
Yeah, Shunsui.
Yeah, Shunsui was...
Or maybe it was Ukitake. Hold on.
No, Ukitake had the two connected with a chain that he could like not only cut, but he was also able to redirect Kido and Seros. Mm-hmm. While Ukitake had the whole thing of the blade where he could, again, his Bankai is a geisha and a ninja girl, which they were able to do the whole game thing. If you could, so I think you're talking about Ukitake, but I don't think I don't think
it's Ukitake.
No, I'm sorry, it's Shunsui. It's Kyoraku, Shunsui Kyoraku.
Yeah.
And so but you were getting his squad wrong because I don't think it's 13.
Yeah, it's 13. Wasn't it? Like who fought Coyote Stark?
That was Ukitake. That was the man with the long silver hair.
Yeah, like his two swords, like his Bankai is like each one of them's like follows a certain game, where like one of them involves standing on a certain color or something like that,
That's Shunsui. That's Shunsui, not Ukitake.
Maybe they tagged out or something.
The captain for 13, as of right now. Let's see. It's Ukitake. It's Ukitake, and now Rukia is captain of Squad 13.
Yeah, it makes sense. Hold on.
Let me see here. The Gote 13. Come on.
Hold on.
Fire notes, folks. We got it. We're nerding out right now.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Where's the previous captain?
I want to say he was number 2.
Yeah.
Or number 3.
Let's see.
Number 2. No, that's Soy Phone.
Captain Squad 8. Squad 8 Captain Bankai. There we go. Yeah, Shunsui. Let's take a look at his. See, like we're nerding out over Bleach, man, and we can't wait till January just to ask Johnny. You know, like we gotta know right now. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Powers and ability: Master Swordsman, Hagudaka Ben, Kido Expert, Master Strategist and Tactician. Okay, Zanpakuto. Okay, so
he was Division 8. He was captain of
Division 8. Yeah, I'm looking at Division 8 right now. Okay, special ability. So he has the following abilities. Any wound that Shunsui has Shunsui or his opponent inflict on each other, they will both experience. Let's see. The black spot appears all over the body of the Shinsui's opponent, causing them to bleed profusely. Okay, I think it's the last two. And his opponent are engulfed in a massive, inescapable body of water, or both are meant to remain until one of them runs out of Reitsu and drowns. Shunsui narrates. Let's see. After sheathing his sword, Shunsui winds a white thread around his opponent's throat multiple lines before pulling it. Hold on. I remember there was like an ability where follow the rules. Let's see. let's see, cannot use to its fullest extent. Indiscriminate features. But what are the? Because I remember like each of the two swords had unique game rules, right? So like one of them,
the rules that he makes. He pretty much can.
Yeah.
He can take any game, as what I understood. He could take any game. It could be. It could be. It could be freaking tic-tac-toe. It could be anything. But he can make his own rules. He can make the rules come to life, but he could also make the rules himself. So he's pretty much the dungeon master of that game.
But he's bound by his own rules as well.
But he's also bound by his own rules. So if he says, if you take one step or do something that is like so like obvious, you're gonna die. But he will also die if he doesn't. Which is like, oh, if you breathe, I'm like, yeah, but you gotta breathe or whatever to undo the Bonkai. So it's like, but regardless, that's what I would wish. But no, back to Gaim. Sorry for the delay, folks.
But the point is, like how like there's rules.
There are rules that could be done with Kabuki, but again, the rule was in this one, it's like you could either kill her, Takatora, or you don't. And I don't.
If you don't, she's gonna kill you.
Yeah, because she said, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you if you do." Which again, I'm like, darling, why? He made love to you. He did this. He's shown he's a good man.
You ate good food. You drank good wine. You saw the fountain, and now it's his turn to kill you with poison.
I'm like, it doesn't.
See, that's a Jude Law reference,
Akatsuki. It doesn't. But then it's like, well, we wouldn't have a special then. Only for her to like, we see that she starts turning spotted. Another bleach thing. She starts getting spots all over. But it's like, so Ryoma Sensei, our boy Ryoma, because he just has to be in here before he gets his own special, actually tells him that, oh yeah, that thing, that apple thing, I made that.
It's just another failure, just like that grape one that I will eventually give to Michi.
Yeah, it's like, I did that. Yeah, it's like, blah, blah. But again, for his bullshit, he just wanted to
but the craziest part is, Ryoma reveals that he was also one of the orphans.
Oh, yeah, he did. Because it's just like, he's like, I kind of feel like you were warped. And it's not because of just you. Because I'm like, there's no way. There's no fucking way you are a normal person. But he kills her, and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Tora has a moment with Michi later, and then he has a memory of when he was a little kid, and he and Toka were like eating apple pie together. So cute.
Again, Toka, I don't know why you had to kill him or why you had to do that. I mean, you already
tried to kill him.
You already did what you did, and that could have been it. I don't think they would have done anything to you, but again, we wouldn't have a special if you didn't. So it's sad, but not sad.
Also, we gotta tie up the loose ends.
Yeah.
Because we have to make it so that when people watch episode 21, nothing that happened in Gaim Gaiden 1 is going to matter.
Nope. Yeah. Now let's get to the weird part of this special.
Yeah. So continuing from here, because apparently this also takes place between episodes 20 and 21, but definitely after this special. So we literally could have done this 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, but chose not to because for reasons we're not going to go into. Nope. So Kaido is looking for the overlords because we haven't met them yet.
In this part of the story, no, we have not. But it's kind of like, so what exactly is this? This is now Kaido's story, a story that we never got, but man, is it in a package that I was not expecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So forget the Kaibas. Let's focus on the Ishtars. The filthy rich Ishtars, to be more accurate. Schroders, if you will. But basically imagine if God damn it, which character do we compare Kaido to?
Kaido, if it wasn't Kaido, we said was while Takatora is Seto Kaiba in terms of status, money, and everything, attitude-wise, he is not Seto Kaiba.
Yeah.
Kaito is Seto Kaiba's attitude, because it's very pompous, but we also said that Kaito is maybe Jack Atlas.
Yeah. So imagine if Jack Atlas had a twin brother if Jack Atlas had a twin brother who was Odie on Ishtar.
I looked at my cup of my cherry Coke. Okay, I love cherry Coke. And I just looked at it, looked at the screen, and I was like, putting that down. Yeah. What am I seeing here? Kaito is smiling? Yeah. And he's happy? I don't know about you, but I is scared. I'm like, no. But it's not Kaito.
No, it's some rich kid with a backstory similar to Odie on Ishtar.
It's literally the Prince and the Pauper because I was like, wait a minute. There is this kid who looks like Kaito and everyone...
Played by the same actor, by the way.
They are the same actor. There's not a twin. There are no twins.
Yeah. Yeah. This isn't Geki Ranger.
No, this isn't Geki Ranger. I know there's many other twins in Tokusatsu, but it was just so weird hearing a high-pitched voice or more youthful, happy voice coming out of that mouth.
I mean, I know I could just easily look up interviews, but sometimes I do wonder, what is Kaito's actor's personality like in real life? Like, I know he's not I know he doesn't have that Seto Kaiba. I know he doesn't have that Seto Kaiba attitude. And I know he doesn't have that Miho attitude from season 0. Like, these are just two opposite extremes to distinguish Kaito from his twin. But what's that middle personality that he has in real life? I have to know.
Well, apparently he was in a boy band in a music group called Boys to Men from 2010 to 2022. Yuta Kobayashi, 35 years old, from Sanga, Japan. People mostly just say that he's a fun-loving guy, very out there. In interviews, I have seen some interviews with him. He is very he kind of reminds me of Ryota in terms of how he speaks and how he is. He's very I like talking to my fans. I love being here.
Yeah.
He's a very chill guy.
Yeah, I remember reading that he originally auditioned to play Koda.
Oh, here's something. In late 2010, Kobayashi auditioned for Kaizoku Sentai Go Kaiger and won the role of Captain Marvelous. He was originally supposed to be Marvelous. However, due to previous commitments, he was forced to give it up. Ryota Ozawa, who was later Captain Marvelous, has acknowledged that he himself gives it that, Baron's performance was meant to be how Marvelous was supposed to be. So we have Baron, who is Marvelous. This is how Marvelous would have been in the show.
Yeah.
If Kobayashi-san got the role, because again, he did win the role. He was the original Captain Marvelous. But because of prior commitments, he had to give it up and give it to Ryota.
That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I low-key now wish that next Morphicon, Ryota comes back, but Kobayashi shows up too.
If you bring Kobayashi with Ryota.
And Ryota.
Oh my god, it's like the doubles. Again, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. We have confirmed right here on the internet that Kobayashi was meant to be Captain Marvelous, and he can pull it off. Wow. Okay. But again, his interviews have been very chill, very cool. But it's kind of crazy to see that kind of come out in the Gaim episodes, in the Gaim series, because it's Kota. All right, I'm sorry, it's Kaito.
Yeah.
A very serious, like stoic character. Like you don't really expect him to be hopping around and dancing and dancing, okay, but I mean like enjoying himself. He freaks out Mai and Kota, which apparently they make a
They're like,
guess.
what's high key? He even freaks out Zach and Pecco as well because
Zach and Pecco are like, what? But he's like, we kind of like this guy better. I'm like, don't let regular Kaito hear you say that.
Yeah, because it's like you know the movie Face Off where it's like
with Nicolas
like
Cage,
John Travolta. I don't know what happened to you, but I like this new version of you.
Just go. I was like, hey, I'm gonna switch your face or something. I'm like, oh god, John Travolta. But yeah, so this kid sees Kaito and he kind of sees like his face, so he starts messing with his hair, only to get the brave idea because he doesn't want to adult today. Mm-hmm. That's very much his thing. He doesn't want to adult, and so he starts having a little tantrum. And this is
he just wants to play card games and then make an amusement park about card games.
We're talking about a good actor, a wonderful actor, but to hear him. Like again, we've had an entire series of where it's Kaito, it's stoic Kaito, it's the strong will survive and the weak will die, and then he's throwing a tantrum because he has to go like do something. I'm like, oh, this is weird. This is weird, and for this kid to run into Kaito,
I didn't just spray him.
And just knock him out, just date rape, just like drug him, and then switch his clothes. How did you switch clothes? In broad daylight.
In a public park.
In a public park.
Near a jungle gym.
Oh. And then you start like walking around in his clothes, in his neck of the woods, twirling and like smiling and scaring everybody because they're like, whoa, what?
It's like you got all these barons like doing their routine, and then out of nowhere, Kaito shows up, starts dancing like a Team Gaim member. They're like, and they just like shrug, and they all start dancing like Team Gaim members.
And they even get 2 members of Team Gaim to come and join them, which is kind of like
Kota and Mai before they all became blonde.
Yeah. Good to see you guys again. Wonderful to see you all again. Which
in human form. In human form. I will see you in human form. Oh, that's what you meant. I thought. Oh, never mind. But then, like Kaito's like just trying to figure out what's going on. Only to have a limousine pull up by him, and then like he gets tasered. It's like, this is not Kaito's day.
No, the poor guy got maced and got drugged. Now he's getting attacked and getting tased and brought in because apparently the rich kid's dad tells the butler. First it was the maid, now it's the butler that, kill my son. Wait, what? Kill your son? Yes. Kill my son. What?
Yes.
He
murdered my pet's name, Cornelius.
That escalated quickly. What the hell?
And you thought Zangetsu had issues.
I know. I'm like, wait. I thought like, like a punishment or something. I don't know. You're gonna kill him. And I thought, the butler's gonna. No. These are direct orders from the father. Even though we never hear him or anything, it's just like no. And I'm like, wow, rich people, man, I swear. But yeah, poor Kaito gets tased, double tased.
You know what's ironic? It's like he can single-handedly take down entire swarms of invis, but the one thing he cannot overcome...
He cannot overcome 2 tasers.
And a spray.
And pepper, or knockout gas. Like it is like getting the almighty push from a supposed god. He can withstand it, but a little knockout spray, forget it. He's out for hours.
Yeah, it's like that episode of Futurama when they go to that robot planet. It's like attack of the fleshy here, and it's like, can you believe it? All of our most sophisticated electromagnetic pulses cannot cannot penetrate this human, and yet he succumbs to a simple wooden stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like, meanwhile, fake Kaido takes Mai out on a date. He just straight up goes to Charmant.
He kidnapped her. He kidnapped our poor baby Mai, Yumi Shida. Mm-hmm. The actress's name is Yumi. He kidnaps her and takes her to the Charmant. Where else are they going to go?
And then he disrespects both Jonochi and Oran by going to their kitchen, making a cake with apples. A lot of apples in this movie. And then he comes back and then treats it to Mai, and she surprisingly enjoys it. And then Jonochi's like, "Hey, Nye, what are you doing in my kitchen?" Like, "Hey, oh, you're the gridiron guy. I love you. Try this cake."
I love Mai. I do love her. Not gonna lie, but you give this girl any sweets and she'll fucking love it. I swear to God, it's kind of like, like the Family Guy trapping someone with the Reese's trapping James Wood.
Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
That's Mai. You can just be like, and you would easily catch her. That's how freaking simple it is.
Keep her away from this episode, this week's episode of Gavu.
I'm like, Mai, I love you. I really do. But it's just like, again.
Well, it turns out Michi had his strategies all wrong. Instead of using deceit, he should have used cake.
That's so obvious. I'm like, really? It really is. It's so obvious. Mai loves sweets. That's all you should have done, Michi. Mai loves cake, especially cake from the Chambron, but I don't know. But apparently Kaido finally realizes what's going on because these people cannot keep a secret or keep it down because it's like the man is right there and you all are just saying, "Oh, we're going to kill him but we're secretly going to kill him, but then kill his father to take him." What organization is this? What is this? Mafia?
Kaiba Corp?
Is it Kaiba Corp? Literally, again, I'm like, the Seto Kaiba theme continues. But
it's like the big five. It's like we're gonna take down Seto Kaiba, then take down Gozaburo Kaiba.
Yeah, but then it's like, Kaido just happens to kick all their asses, and I guess that they realize that that's not what was the kid's name? Shampoo or something like that.
Something like that.
Who
really cares at this point?
Other Kaido. Let's just say other Kaido. And
not Kaido. We could call him not Kaido.
Not Kaido. Kaido Light. Kaido Zero.
He's got 1 Kaido 1 calorie.
Yeah, he got 1 calorie. But so apparently the butler gets the number for our boy Oren Alfonso.
And it's like what is going on here? What's going on here, Jinochi? Kaido, he burst into the kitchen and he made a cake. Monsieur Bandana, he is in need of some serious punishment. How dare he enter the kitchen? He insulted me by making a cake, only to be interrupted by Focal. Here, hello, I heard you're a skilled mercenary. I need your skill.
Yeah.
So here's what I need you to do. Monsieur Banana, I did not know you had noblesse oblige, which, by the way, is a word that Takatora used earlier in the special, but we didn't bring up.
Yeah, we didn't bring it up.
So inserts a sword reference here.
Yeah. And even Mai gets freaked out. It's like, wait, this isn't Takatora? It's like, no, it's not Takatora. It's not
Kaido. It's not Kaido.
Yeah,
that's
not Kaido.
Crazier.
Yeah, because again, Oran just kind of just transforms, and but the thing is that like Mai is yelling at Kaido to transform. You're like, come on, you could do it. It's just like, yeah,
it's DNA locked, yo.
It's not working. It's not working. And she's kind of like, what the fuck? What do you mean it didn't work? And finally, our boy shows up, and Mai is having a like 90s shoujo like anime moment of looking at both, and she's kind of like all confused, like the swirly eyes, like, there's two? There can't be two. There's two? It's like, yeah, there's two. I know, kind of weird. We all have a doppelganger out there, apparently. Apparently, I do too, and he is he is just like our boy Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a manly version, and then there's the version
the flamboyant one.
Yeah, which a lot of people have said we have found it. We found your doppelganger. Like, really? But yes, we finally. Oh, throughout the special, we've been getting kind of flashbacks of Kaito.
Yeah,
like
turns out his dad was abusive, and
again, why wasn't this in the show?
Uh-huh.
Why this could have been like, again, we kind of like, why is Kaito just wanting to be powerful? Why is he seeking out power? It doesn't, and we really never got a story behind his family. It's just like, oh yeah, the factory was sold and that's it, and blah blah blah. Well, we don't know what happened to his family. We thought his family left Zawami City, or maybe each or something. No, we finally find out. They sold it. His dad was like kind of happy, but later on regretted what he did and started heavily drinking to the point that, well,
he started DAing his family.
He took up shadow boxing, but they kind of kept getting in the way. And to the point that he actually took it too far and lost his wife. And then later on, we find him.
Let's just say he started to hang around.
He started hanging from that tree that Kaito loves so much. And so, again, why didn't we get this in the show? I always wondered.
Sure, it's a little dark, but it's like stabbing's okay, but like.
I always wondered why Kaito was the way he was. And I'm like, what happened to his family? What happened? I mean, we don't really get a story much of Kota and his sister, why it's only them, you know, but it's like, well, he has his sister and that's fine. But Kaito, it's like, we did mention a family, but nothing really came of that.
Yeah.
It's like, now he's by himself. Why is he by himself? Well, now we know. And again, I feel as it was a huge disrespect to the character because this was critical information we needed to know to understand Kaito just a little bit more and why he became an overlord later on. You know?
Yeah.
But hey, movie specials. And he tells the story to the kid because he doesn't really trust anyone, or so he says. I'm like, liar. Sorry, allergies. And yeah, he just says like, I have to face this guy. Oh, the butler transformed. We forgot to mention that.
Yeah, because he makes a deal with Ryoma. So it turns out
apparently Ryoma.
Now we get some answers as to where this come from, because honestly, I thought, because like originally we were under the assumption that this was created by the bad guys from the Winter film. Turns out, oh no, the reason why the bad guys from the Winter film got their hands on this is because Ryoma already made this beforehand and gave it to the butler to become.
Again, it's like you
turn into a tyrant.
You take a dragon fruit, which even in today's society and a little more so in Americans, a very exotic kind of mystical looking kind of fruit. It's kind of up there with lychees and bitter melons that not a lot of Americans know about these types of fruits.
Kiwano melons.
You know, it's like, but when you do, it's like such hype, such mysticalism is behind them, apparently.
Especially when you actually try it, it's more, the flavor's more subtle.
When you try it, it depends. If it's white, it's not so, it's just kind of like watery, but when it's more of a darker red, it kind of has like
this crazy flavor you cannot describe.
If you've ever eaten a prickly pear, I have. It's somewhere around there.
I actually like white Dragon fruit.
Again, very good, very nutritional, but again, it's like it's just by how they look. Because again, in America, we don't see fruits of that nature very often.
They're very
smooth. They're very circular and smooth. Not like again when you see star fruits, lychees,
dragon fruits,
bitter melon, or like typical Asian market fruits. It's like
or Kiwano melons.
Yeah.
Kiwano melons straight up spiky. I'm surprised they didn't use that in Gaim at any point.
I know. But again, it's like, we give it to the butler, but apparently the butler, he is kicking ass. He kicks all of Team Baron's ass, obviously, but only for it to be like for naught, because he slowly the seed is slowly but surely turning
him into a overlord. Not an overlord, but an like an advanced invis.
An advanced invis, which even Baron is like, you're not worthy. You're not like blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, of course he's not, man. Ryoma just gave him that to get more study out of it.
Data. It's all about the data.
He's pretty much just kind of like working up to what he gave Michi. That's what I'm assuming with all these fruits that he's been giving. He's just trying to like, this works, but I need more field testing till I can give Michi this, And so a battle ensues between this overlord butler thingy and Baron, only for Yoko, best girl Yoko, to show up, which I'm like, of course you have to show up in this one, you have to.
We got a cool motorcycle scene, not gonna lie. But of course, Yoko, for some reason, has the taboo lock seed from earlier, and she just throws it to him. He puts it on,
and we finally get Mars again, but it's not Baron. It's Baron, but not gold. It's literally just Baron.
Red.
We all said
all red.
We all said that the Mars armor is literally colored Baron armor.
Yeah, and I have to say, I actually like the crisp red armor that Baron Taboo Arms has.
It looked amazing on him. Yeah. That's what I said about in the special, in the soccer special. I'm like, if Baron does get this, it's going to look amazing. I mean, it looks great. It really does.
It looks better on Baron than it does on Mars, basically.
Yeah, gold or as this. I'm like, this looks great. I'm not mad that they used it finally for Baron, because I'm like, they should have just. But again, it's one of those just one-time things, and he used it to defeat this invis, and that's it. It's all said and done. It's over. The kid finally goes back home. Where is home? We don't know.
Which makes me question why, because like the butler established that originally he was adopted because his dad can have children of his own, so he's supposed to take over the company. But then recently the dad had a biological son of his own recently, so now there's no point in keeping this kid. So it's quite literally Odeon Ishtar, where it's like, oh yeah, you can totally become a great Entomb Keeper, assuming that Felicia and I don't have a son. Oh look, he has a son.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, isn't that kind of automatic? Well, I mean, depending, isn't that always like a thing? I mean, I don't know why. Even in regular society and history. If the king or whatever had a daughter, she was going to rule well. But the minute that he had a boy, it's like got stripped. She got stripped of that right, and then this little baby is gonna well, you already had a child. You already had someone that was gonna take over. What does it matter? Oh, but it has to be a boy. It has to be a boy.
See, that's literally the whole Henry VIII thing in the Six Wives. Because it's like
I never understood that. I never got
First wife, Catholic, had a daughter, Mary. Then he became Anglican. Like literally, the Anglican Church exists so that he wouldn't have to be Catholic. So he could get a divorce.
The whole story to sum it up really quickly with good old Henry.
Second wife,
you were not
had another daughter.
You were not allowed to get divorced back in the day. Even a king was not allowed to. So he came up with, or he found this religion that was okay with it to become it, and that's why he had God knows how many daughters, but not one boy.
He had 2 daughters. So second wife
children
could not produce any more children. She only had the one daughter, Elizabeth. So he had her killed. Third wife finally made a boy, but died at childbirth. And the thing is, in a monarchy, like, it's good to have a son, but sometimes you need a backup son. Yeah. So you know, he went on a blind date with some Germanic princess, but she was ugly, so he divorced her. Then he dated this 19-year-old girl who was sleeping around with everyone in the post office but me. Okay, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so she was also executed. 6th wife, thankfully, he died before he was able to do anything to her. So he had 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. The son, because he's a boy, gets first dibs. Dies at 13. So then it's just the daughters from oldest to youngest. So Mary, my mom was Catholic. I'm gonna make England Catholic again. Executed, and then that's when Elizabeth takes over, makes it Anglican again. She rules for 44 years, builds everyone's literacy up, and destroys the Spanish Armada. God save the Queen. Oh, and she was like one of the guys. Like she was like. The phrase, one of the guys.
To say about a queen being one of the bros.
Yeah.
It was definitely Elizabeth.
Elizabeth the first.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, that's pretty much the whole thing because the kid goes back. Only to be like, yeah, he's going to have his supporters. He's going to have his people. And I don't know. We'll see where that goes, but we probably will never know. Mm-hmm. And then cue the music and then the special ending credits where you see everyone goofing around.
Yeah, see, the end credits is probably my favorite part of the special because I love seeing the behind-the-scenes stuff, like the part where they made Michi roll away in that one scene.
They're just goofing around, and it kind of like takes you like, wait a minute, they're actually having fun. There's a lot of people having fun making these shows, and I know it's a serious show, but at the same time, it's like, come on, we had to crack jokes here and there, we had to do all of that, you know. Have you looked at the behind the scenes of the Lord of the Rings? There's some stories that you wouldn't have believed, but either or. But that is the end of the Gaim Gaiden Zangetsu Baron special.
Oh, another thing I liked about the end credits is how, like, the bouquet that everyone gets comes with their respective fruits. So Michi got grapes, Takatora got a melon, Oran got durian, which makes me feel bad for Kaido because that would mean that he would have to get bananas. Which behind the scenes, the actor playing Kaido, in real life, he actually hates bananas. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can give him mango. You can give him the lemons. I mean, I would rather take the mangoes over lemons, but
I prefer the lemons, to be honest.
Well, either or. But yeah, that is it. That is it for these for the specials here. And again, I had fun. Okay. I mean, I give these both a 9, but I feel like I should cut it down to an 8.5 because it's disrespectful to the characters because this should have been something that was in the show.
Yeah,
it should have been in the show. Take out the 2 specials, take out the episodes that didn't make sense, and then you put these in there, it would have fit perfectly. That's why I'm like, I wish I could give it a perfect score. But I cannot just because on the grounds of that.
Yeah. See, for me, I would have given them 10 for Zangetsu and 8 for Baron. Yeah, I guess because the Baron one, it felt like a run-of-the-mill episode.
The backstory was welcomed.
Yeah. I like the backstory. It's just Prince of the Pauper thing. I just did not care for it as much. And yeah, it's cool. Oh yeah, one thing we didn't mention is that the taboo Loxy was destroyed, which is why we never see it again.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was
taboo. Yeah. Because again, tie up all loose ends. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Yoko sees like Kaido like walking away from the cemetery, turning into his overlord form. It's like, so is this what Yoko sees? And she says, I see you as becoming the king. Really? You already know ahead of time he's going to become an overlord? Is that what you're saying?
God damn it, Yoko. Whatever.
And yet you seem so surprised when he actually did it. But yeah. But the Zangetsu one, I liked it a lot more. It was really interesting. But yeah, much like you, I have to cut it to a 9.5 because these two guidance would have been better used as actual episodes instead of just instead of
again. Yeah. We know where they're placed. We know where they should go. And if they had just increased the budget and put them there, or maybe just remove the episodes we said.
Like, did you really need that spring break special?
No. Did we need any of these specials? Again, I was like, the only one that I enjoyed, like I said, was the summer soccer movie. And that's just because of the premise that it gave. Everything else was kind of just like, this is just there because of the World Cup or because technically we're coming up to an anniversary. Which we have to
and you know what's really interesting is that given that Duke, Baron, Zangetsu all take place like before episode 21, that means theoretically they would all be pushed over so that the spring break special would air right after the Baron Gaiden, which would have been perfect placing for it because then we would be confused like, why is Kaido like not fighting an overlord right now? Because no, like you could have Koda and the Tokyugers fighting the Bodon army, and then Kaido's like, hey, I was away for 5 minutes to go to a cemetery to visit my worthless father, and this is what I come back to. Fine, banana arms, Naito Sphere.
Again, it's like you're kind of continuity is not being taken because again, Yoko knows and sees that he will become an overlord, which again, like you said, she was shocked when he did.
Yeah.
So you're again, we know the series is done. It's over. These came out later, but it's like, did you not remember? Did you guys not?
See, the thing is, even though it takes place during the series, they're filmed with the assumption that people already watched the entire show beforehand.
What if you didn't? What if you're just like me?
I know.
What if you were like me and we actually did these Gaim Gaidens where they were
in exact order? What if we did it like one episode per week instead of like batches like we are doing?
It would have ruined it. It would have ruined it. And what if you were just like a new kid watching Gaim and your first introduction was the Gaim Gaidens? It's like, no, you just massive spoilers, dude. Massive spoilers right there. So again, the continuity again with Gaim is just.
I would have at least changed it to show like he has like a giant golden aura around him.
Something, but away. Again, it's like you kind of ruined it, and it's like again, continuity wise, you're not whoever was in charge of it was really not paying attention.
But you know that's kind of the funny thing about Star Wars because there's always debates about how to watch the first 6 movies because like if you watch it in chronological order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the plot twist that Vader's Luke's father does not hit.
No, it doesn't hit.
But see, that's why I would have done things differently. Because, like, what if Obi-Wan got a new apprentice after Anakin in the third one, and then that apprentice became Darth Vader? He and Anakin have a fight against each other, but we don't see the results of that fight. Obi-Wan just thinks they both died, and then when Darth Vader shows up, we're thinking, oh, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi's apprentice, the one that betrayed him and killed Anakin. And it's like, no, I was Anakin all along.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
But, yeah, no, that's the thing with these continuities. Again, I wish I could give it a little bit higher. I had fun. Watching them. They're very interesting.
Definitely better than the spring break special.
But again, this is actually very entertaining, but still, the continuity and the placement is just like, bro, come on, really?
Yeah. So now you have a better understanding of one of the two main reasons why I wanted to move the guidance to the very end instead of.
But again, it would have killed me if we're like series, movie, special, then series again, because it's like, wait, there is just so much like that. Like, wait, what? But regardless, all right. What do the people have to say?
Yeah, imagine spoiling the whole Baron Overlord to you.
No. Well, I mean, I kind of already knew, but still.
Mm-hmm. I almost hate that Gaim Gaiden was all just between episodes 20 and 21. It's like you could have done it way back when, but that would have just added to the momentum problems you guys talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the thing is that you can. It's just that, again, continuity-wise, the person who was in charge was not paying attention in continuity, because could you imagine getting, again, we have Mango by this point? We did.
Yeah, even use Mango.
Yeah, so it's like, again, a lot of things would have been like, it would have given us more questions and a lot more like, what the hell? But again, yeah, you know what? This was like a side story. Again, 20 and 21. These are the side stories that kind of branch off. That, would you like to take this path, or would you like to take this path?
Mm-hmm.
Can we come back to these? Oh yeah, you can come back. Okay. Thank you.
For real though, if not for all the movies and specials, this would have been an otherwise phenomenal season.
I mean, I've had people contact me and tell me how they love Gaim, and Gaim was their starter series and everything. And again, I've never watched Gaim. I've said it, and I'm walking in, and I will give you the honest to God facts what I think about Gaim. And yeah, I'm like, no, it's a good series. It is. Again, if you just watch the main story, no specials, I could tell you to skip these episodes if you like. But it's like, the series is so solid, but at the same time, it's like, continuity-wise,
like if you're watching it in complete chronological order,
do it the way we're doing it.
Yeah.
Don't do it the way we're doing it.
Like, just do the full season-wide binge.
Then you can go back and watch it and be like, do you remember that? Do you remember that? It's like, oh yeah, that's right. That did, yeah. But again, how we're doing it is the masochistic way, because it's like, bro,
we're anal that way.
We are just suckers. We got plus memberships at a BDSM club, man. we just do it.
And I can see why Kabuto said that he stopped watching the movies by that point and only focused on the TV episodes.
I mean, the thing is that, look, movies and specials are very interesting. I mean, the Gaim Gaidens, as far as what I've seen, has been opening doors. I was just like,
yeah. Okay. And again, like for me, it's like, if I lived in Japan and I was able to watch the movies as they came out in theaters when they did, yeah, sure. Like, I would have watched more of the movies by this point in time. But the thing is, I'm not in Japan, so I have to wait until after they're officially released on DVD or Blu-ray. And by that point, you know, like the shows are way later. Like either it's
we're already towards the end of the show at that point. It's like, but even so,
if not several seasons later, because again, Gaiden came out around towards the end of Drive.
Yeah, so again, it's kind of like, you know, questions were asked, people were wondering, and that's why, let's do the Gaim Gaidens to wrap that all up. But it's like, why? At this point, it's pointless, because we already have moved on. Drive was just ending, and Ghost was already being announced.
Yeah, it's like, it's like by the time the Proto 10 Lockseed came out, they already did that leak patent post that we get every year, where it's like, they announced the name of the next Kamen Rider. Yeah, because like I remember I got it in 2015, which means that Drive was already like close to, if not already, like getting his final form by that point, which was around episode 31, 33, that ballpark. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I was often told that Takatora had a good head on his shoulders, but this time he should have adopted a new strategy. Oh, jeez.
Oh, did it take you a minute to write that? Oh, boy. We all know Takatora, Tori don't know, but at this point, he kind of did know. Although I'm kind of like, Takatora, you've always been a man that spoke the truth and always laid it out for people. Why couldn't you have convinced Akatsuki not to go through this? Like, what did you do, or what was the pillow talk afterwards that just made her like, yeah, I'm gonna kill him afterwards because I have to, because he just reminds me of his dad, which
maybe she did strategically to lower his guard. You know, kind of like Austin Powers too. It's like, how could you do it? Well, you told me to do anything it takes to complete a mission. No, I mean literally. How could you do it? The mechanics don't make any sense.
Yeah, but again, it's not like you beat 2 Kurakages, you assaulted Sid. He's all right. He's just beaten. You tried to kick Yoko's ass, which that didn't happen. So where did you succeed in your plan, Akatsuki? Where did you succeed? And again, you want to kill Takatora, but Takatora didn't do it for you. But you're like, I have to keep going. I'm like, no, you don't. You already did what you needed to do. You killed the father, and that's all you needed to do. What would make you
go Sapporo? That's all you needed.
Yeah, why the hell did you think that Takatora was going to avenge his father? Him and Michi didn't care.
You know what I just remembered? First time I ever watched season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! I honestly thought that Alistair was a chick. Before I heard his voice.
They all do look very feminine.
No, I mean, Raphael looked very masculine. Like, he was practically a prototype of Jack Atlas, but come on, like, if you did not hear his voice, you would have thought Alistair was a chick because he's got that crop top with the exposed navel. He's got that buttercup haircut from Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
It's like, if you didn't hear his male voice, you would have honestly thought he was just a flat chick.
Yeah. No.
So many apple lock seats. Yeah.
Way too many.
Too many. Yeah. Can't wait for the next guide. And I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. I will say this. Say what you will, but I think Steve will actually like the Knuckle one. Okay.
I don't hate Jack. I never have disliked him. I mean, I enjoyed these ones as it were. Maybe the next one with
Duke and Knuckle.
Yeah. Oh no. No, is it Duke and Knuckle? Where we have to go through Gridon and Bravo.
That's the third one.
Oh, is that the third one? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I already have them already in set, so.
Wish we could see Zangetsu, Proto, and Baron Taboo on screen together. Yeah. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, didn't. So, yeah, I mean, like, if you got some photo editing software, just grab a screenshot, put it together, and you could do a what if. You know, you're welcome. Okay, that's it for the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for participating. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon, stay notified for our latest videos, and share videos because it really helps us out with the algorithms. Help us fight the Helheim of the YouTube algorithm. We do Ultraman Arc on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gav on Wednesdays, Bakugan Sentai Boom Boom on Thursdays. And we're going to continue our Gaim Gaiden specials on Sundays. So just 2 more to go. We're almost there.
We're almost there, people.
We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Like, I swear, this feels like Rick and Morty. It's like, it'll be a quick run. It'll only be 20 minutes. 6 months later, we had no control.
No. I mean, we should play that towards the end, honestly.
Yeah, we really should. We really should.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, we have that interview with Barney Duncan. Please be sure to check that out and enjoy. Check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we did various movie reviews, including Four Brothers, Rudy, the 2024 version of Wicked, as well as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Jingle All the Way. We recently uploaded a vlog of Anime Pasadena. Please be sure to check that out. See like all the cool stuff that our executive producer got to see over there. And if you want to follow our personal content, you can follow Steve at the Sin Prince.
Just follow me for any random stuff, guys.
Yep, and you can find me on Instagram at Boku_Kabuto. And with all that said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits, hug your loved ones. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye. Happy holidays.
Bye, guys.